61, Team USA with 13.5 seconds on the clock. Let's go now to KMOX's Joe Pott.
Joe Pott, glad to be joined now by Cardinals manager Oliver Marmol following a tough one tonight in Kansas City where the Redbirds fall 8-3. And Ollie, appreciate you doing this tonight. I know it's going to be good to get a full day off. First of all, day off, period, for your guys and for you that have been grinding for the last 2 weeks plus.
Yeah, it's part of it, man. Every team has that stretch where it's a long one with no off days, and we've had to play some doubleheaders in there as well, and the guys have responded well, man. But I'll tell you that that off day tomorrow is looking good. Our bullpen could use it. Our position players could use it. It's coming at a good time.
A couple things about tonight's game in Kansas City. You get Andre Palante, who, obviously best case is as long as you can get him. He gets up to 100-plus pitches, but he pitched really well. He was effective tonight.
He really was, man. And what was impressive is tonight got a little sloppy defensively in a couple different areas, and it's we don't do that very often. I feel like our group has played really good defense, and today it was a little bit different, and I felt like Palante was able to pitch through some of that and stay in the moment and not let him affect kind of his focus and overall determination in what he was trying to do, which was good to see and a great step for him. But some of the defense stuff popped up again late, and it was it cost us. And we had some opportunities offensively as well, and just didn't cash in, man. That double play, that was an odd one, and Goldie's a good base runner. It was tough for him to read if it bounced or if he caught it in the air. You got to kind of stay put and see what the call is, and by that time it's too late. But some odd things tonight, and unfortunately it led to a loss.
You mentioned the bullpen already, and obviously you were down to what you had and what was available. Ryan Fernandez just wasn't effective tonight, and I heard you on the post-game show just talking about, as a reliever, that's going to happen some nights.
It is. He's been really good for us, man. He really has. You are aware of the fact that he's thrown a decent amount of innings and where we're at in the season and what his workload has looked like. But it's part of being a reliever, man. We've seen it with other guys where they have a stretch that doesn't look so great. JoJo went through that for a little bit. He's looked better as of late. But everybody's going to go through a little bit of a part of the year. Hopefully it's not longer than needed, but where things don't go their way. And part of being a professional and being in the big leagues is making an adjustment and getting back on track.
Joe Pott with the Cardinals manager Oliver Marmol as we talk here for Sports on a Sunday Morning. And as we look at it, the off day Sunday, you've got an important series against Cincinnati, an off day Thursday. Yeah. You'll get another off day on the following Monday, but then you're going to get into another 2-week plus stretch, which has 2 series against Milwaukee. You've got to go to New York to face the Yankees. You've got 4 with San Diego, who obviously you're fighting with for that wild card spot. So a few off days dispersed here, but you're going to get right back into the thick of things.
No doubt. And this will be an important stretch, and we'll know exactly where we're at by the end of it. We're playing some good teams. We're going to have to play Milwaukee. We're going to have to play San Diego, who's been playing really good baseball. You got to go to New York. I mean, there's a decent stretch there where we'll have to turn it on and play some really good baseball, and I'm looking forward to it.
And I mean, I'll be honest, I think that probably Milwaukee and San Diego are saying the same things, right? Like, we got to go face the Cardinals, and this is a team that is playing for its postseason life, and nobody wants to be playing a team that is, that's playing with that kind of motivation, and you guys have put yourselves in that position.
Our guys, man, Milwaukee's having a good year. That's just the reality of it. So when you look at our division, I mean, we're looking forward to that matchup. Our guys have fought hard to get back to a point where we're going to give ourselves a shot. And when I say our clubhouse is 100% committed and convicted in what we're looking to do, I mean, I can't ask much more from this group. There's going to be days that look like today, but they're far in between. I mean, we have not played that solid baseball. So moving forward, man, I'm really optimistic about what our group can do.
When you look at some of the guys in that clubhouse and you look at kind of the fire that Tommy Pham has brought, but also probably coming back to St. Louis has helped reignite that. When you look at what Victor Scott II looks like, who looks like a much improved, a more polished professional hitter than he did early April, you're talking about a lot of guys that are pulling in the same direction, motivated for that.
They really are, and they care about one another. And to your point, they are pulling in the same direction, man. Victor looks different. He looks better, more athletic in the box. His contact looks better, and he's going to play good center field, and we're going to run him out there quite a bit. Mason continues to just give you just an incredible game on both sides of the baseball, man. I love his at bat. I love his defense right now. It was really good to see Gorman get a couple knocks, man. I know it's been some ups and downs with him this year, and just his ability to make contact. Our hope is that he makes more of it. He's working hard at it. So today was a good day, and hopefully we can build off that. But you talk about the fire that if you were in this clubhouse and you can listen to the Goldies and Natos and Carves and Lance and Sonny, all those guys, and they're going to take their best shot. And we're looking forward to the next several weeks of baseball.
And you all season long that it was just going to be a matter of time before Nolan Arenado started hitting, before Paul Goldschmidt started hitting. And I was just looking, you look at just the last 2 weeks, and Arenado's a 304 average, but a 772 OPS, 9 RBIs, 4 home runs in that time. He's got a home run and 15 RBIs. Goldschmidt's up to an 889 OPS over his last 15 games with 4 and 9. They are starting to be what we expected them to be.
Yeah, and that's the hard part about this league and this game, man. It's hard to repeat every year. These guys are highly frustrated with the way their seasons have gone, but they're not going to give in. And I trust them a lot because of who they are and their character and the amount of time and effort that they put into their game. And it's a matter of time before they get out of it. And we're seeing a pretty good stretch out of both of them right now. We need it. I mean, at the end of the day, in order for us to get to where we need to get to, those guys need to go and do what they're doing right now. And the other guys need to also play their game. So solid off day tomorrow and then get right back on it and see what we got.
We're chatting with Cardinals manager Oliver Marmol. Just a few more minutes with Ollie. And when you look at this Cincinnati series, and I said this on the postgame show earlier tonight, I realized that the Reds are at the bottom of the division, but it feels like when the Cardinals and Reds get together, and it's been this way for the last 18 to 20 years, it's going to be a dogfight for 3 nights in Cincinnati.
We're the St. Louis Cardinals. Anytime we go into any city, you're going to get that team's best shot.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that right now. They know it, we know it, everybody in the league knows it. But when we come into town, it's different, and guys want to take their best shot, and they're not going to take a night off and just roll over. So yeah, we look forward to that. We know who we are, we know what it comes with, and since he plays us well, it's no different than when we go play the Pirates, man. Those guys take their best shot, and it's always close games, and it comes down to the ninth. But we've played a lot of those games this year. We're up for the challenge.
When you get off, you get done with the game like tonight in Kansas City, or you get finished with a series, you're traveling. Are you looking at the other teams? Are you? I know everyone says, "Hey, we're not watching the scoreboard." Are you watching the scoreboard?
I don't mind watching the other games, and it's almost you're preparing for them as well.
Yeah,
so
sure.
I like watching the San Diego games. I like watching who we're about to play, obviously, but some of the other teams down the road that we're going to see here in a few weeks. So you're constantly watching the games for different reasons, and you're kind of keeping notes on everything that you're watching. And so, yeah, this time of the year, man, we know where we're at in the standings, and it's going to be a dogfight.
So how about this? When you are watching those games, from like my perspective, do you have a couple of favorite broadcast crews you like to listen to that you think do a good job? Outside, of course, of Chip Carey and Brad Thompson.
I watch it on mute.
Okay. There's probably a lot of people that watch it on mute. No, there's none of the guys, no other crews that you like to check in on or listen to or enjoy.
Quite honestly, no. Like I tend to have it on the screen and I'm watching it, but not for the most part, not listening to the broadcast.
Just purely scouting.
That's about it, man.
Well, Oliver Marmol, I appreciate you taking some time again as you are traveling and you're moving on to Cincinnati. I hope you enjoy a really nice off day. Get to get off your feet, get your guys off their feet, and have a great series coming up starting Monday.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you very much.
You got it. Absolutely. That is the Cardinals manager, Oliver Marmol. I'm Joe Pod for Sports on a Sunday Morning here on KMOX.
All right, Joe, thanks very much. Good stuff there from Ollie. Two things I take away from that interview. Well, a lot of things, but something that stood out to me. He doesn't listen to any broadcasters. He mutes the telecast. I guess I believe that, although I assure you that if something is said that jumps out from those broadcasters, everybody does hear about it. But if he is just doing some scouting, I totally get that. Second thing is that he said we're the St. Louis Cardinals and every team gears up to play us or something along those lines. That's probably true. I just, at this point, are the Cardinals going to be one of those special teams again? And right now, it feels like they're just one of those teams that's out there chasing for a playoff spot every year. When will they get back to being one of the special teams? I think it's a fair question to ask from the fan base as they continue to work their way through this. They are trying to get to the playoffs and trying to catch fire. The two times in this generation where they won a world championship, 06 and 11, they got in by the last moment and then won the World Series. But both of those teams had Albert Pujols. Both of those teams had some pretty great stars. Is this team capable, if it can get into the postseason, of making a run? It's a question that they need to ask, and how do they prepare themselves? But I'll repeat what I said at the start of this show. I would not give up on this team just yet. They're 8 games out in the Central, and that seems like a huge number, and it is. But the Cardinals do play the Brewers 6 more times. They're only 2 out of a wild card, and yesterday was an example that they are just out of gas. Their bullpen is completely taxed and needs time off, and the saving grace here is that they have 3 off days in the next week. Today, Thursday, and Monday. Next Monday. That's a lot. It's a chance and a very good opportunity for them to restructure what they're doing moving forward against the Reds, the Dodgers, and the Brewers. Huge 3 series coming up for the Cardinals. We'll come right back and have SLU coach Josh Schertz joining us live on KMOX right after this.
To have a roof over your head, a nice roof over your head, is very important.
That's Rick talking about his experience with Rhino Shield ceramic coating.
We got Rhino Shield 18 years ago, and they're very cooperative on getting us the right paint. They were in and out and done in no time. Once it was finished, looked great. We were very happy with it.
The main reason Rick called Rhino Shield is because it's backed by a 25-year transferable warranty.
We've watched a lot of people get their house painted 3 or 4 times, and we haven't had to do any of it. I don't know about you guys, but I don't want to have to paint it every 5-7 years.
Take a tip from Rick and put down the paintbrush and call Rhino Shield for your free evaluation. 877-25-RHINO. 877-25-RHINO. Or visit 877-25rhino.com.
We got Rhino Shield 18 years ago. Financially makes sense, especially if it's going to last like this did. Still looks great.
Call now. 877-25-RHINO or 877-25rhino.com.
Don't paint, don't Rhino, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
I'm Dave Glover, and I see clearly now thanks to the doctors, Dr. Greg Birdie, Ranjan Malhotra, Robert Brusati, Andy Royer, and Samuel Barry. You can too. Just go to youridoc.com.
At 1-800-GOT-JUNK, we believe.
We believe in repurposing the junk we make disappear.
We donate the donatables so that a new family could love them.
Those items get a new life.
We believe in recycling the recyclables.
Raw material for brand new products.
And we believe in returning natural resources to the earth. And we believe in you.
We know you want to make a difference.
Let us help you do that.
All you have to do is point.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
I don't like onions. I'm doing paleo. Do they have gluten-free bagels? You can't juggle every food request for a work event, or can you? EasyCater is the all-in-one tech platform that makes it easy to get restaurant catering for work, with options for any group size, taste, dietary preference, or budget. EasyCater saves your favorite restaurants and orders, which makes reordering a snap. Need to modify an order? No problem. So when it comes to food for work, make it easy on yourself with EasyCater. Start your order at easycater.com.
It's summer in Britain, and the crimes are just getting started.
I found another body.
Stream the best of British crime drama only on BritBox. Don't miss new seasons of acclaimed series like Blue Lights, which Time Out calls Belfast's answer to The Wire.
Back up, over.
And The Responder, starring Martin Freeman in his international Emmy award-winning role.
I can feel it. I'm going to crack.
Stream the best of British crime drama on BritBox.
No, this is why I want to be a detective.
Watch with a free trial today.
Welcome back to the Gray Bar Sports on a Sunday morning.
Goldschmidt swings and he hits a drive. He hits a slammer.
Gray Bar, your distributor for electrical and datacom needs.
Billikens win. Billikens win.
Once again, from the Stifel Financial Sports Studio, Tom Ackerman.
Welcome back to the show. The greatest dynasty ever, tweets USA Basketball. The USA women's national team wins an 8th straight Olympic gold. They have done it. They defeated France just moments ago to claim gold in Paris, winning the gold medal at the Olympics for the 8th straight time. That is remarkable. They did it by a point, 64-63. What a win. And joining us on the line is Josh Schertz, who also witnessed the United States men's team yesterday winning gold. So it's a good day for basketball. How are you, Coach?
I'm doing great. Just finished up watching the women win gold, as you said. So two unbelievable games there between USA and France on both the men's and women's side.
Absolutely. What a game it was. And when you really think about what this means for the sport, how do you take it? By the way, I had that score wrong, but they did win by a point. It was 67-66. France knocked down a 3 there at the towards the end.
Mm-hmm.
But how do you take it as a college coach and being one of the people fully immersed in this sport? What is the source of pride when it comes to the United States winning it all?
Well, I think it's the gap seems to narrow every single cycle. The gap between the USA and the rest of the world, which I think is just a credit to the popularity of basketball and how it has spread, across the globe. I think, when you watch a team like the USA men's team and the sacrifices those guys got to make, and guys trying to fit into roles and, play in a way that they don't, ever have to play. All those guys, are superstars on their respective teams, and whether it's sacrificing minutes or shots or, touches, for the good of the team and to try to get across that finish line. I thought it was incredibly inspiring. And then, of course, watching, Curry there be able to, the way he played down the stretch. So the Serbia game was maybe as good a game as I've watched in the Olympics. And then watching Curry yesterday close that out with those 4 threes, seeing guys that, how much time they spend, how hard they work when no one's watching, all the day-to-day effort they put in, it's just remarkable to see all that pay off on the biggest stage with some of the biggest shots. That was as good a clutch performance as I think we'll ever see.
Yeah, I think that's well said. As the United States wins gold on the men's and women's side, have you noticed in your recruiting through the years the game's explosion globally and how international players are coming into the college game?
Yeah, I think you're seeing more and more of it, and I think that's gonna continue. I really do. I think we've had one of my assistants has been over in Europe, recruiting here the last couple of weeks with some events over there. We have 2 guys this recruiting class, one from Germany, one from the Netherlands, that'll be joining us. We had at Indiana State, I think out of the 4 guys we had coming in, 3 of them were international players. So I think, you're seeing the game expand out. There's obviously great players here, not just locally in St. Louis, but across the United States. But the game has moved internationally, and you got a lot of great players from across the globe, and NIL has changed that to where it used to be the really good international players that could come and impact college all stayed overseas because they couldn't get paid over here, and they were going to make money over there with club teams. And now NIL has really changed that paradigm in terms of recruiting and not just the quantity in terms of the amount of people that are playing, but the quality of players with NIL that are willing to come abroad and want to do college in the United States to try to maximize that and then play their way into whatever opportunities exist after college.
Josh Schertz, head coach of the Billikens, with us. With all respect to your Indiana State teams and your Lincoln Memorial teams, for that matter, this looks like a talented, deep squad here in year 1 with SLU. How do you evaluate this roster that you put together?
Yeah, I think, you're looking at, we have a chance to be good. I think, the biggest thing for us, I agree, we have talent. I think we have a lot of guys who are about the right things, being around them this summer.
I think we have guys with high competitive character. I think we have guys that care about, trying to play in a way that is best for the team. I think it's a group that'll, prioritize, winning and keep that at the forefront. Will do whatever it takes to help each other. Where we got to continue to grow to look a little different. I think every year it does. I think there's some things probably when you look at our squad, we probably don't shoot it as well as last year's team, although last year's team led the country and made threes. But I think there'll be things we can leverage this year that we couldn't last year. And I think that's the case every year. As a coach, it's your job to bend the system to the strength of the players. We've got, I think, three guys that are I think inarguably our best players. You look at Robbie and Isaiah and Gibson. And then I think the pieces that fit around them and complement them are the guys that are going to, play the most. But I think we got a chance to have a really good team. Where we got to make ground up and expedite is the shared experiences, right? The shared knowledge that comes with just having continuity. We got a new group. There's two guys that are, familiar with me. There's three guys that are familiar with St. Louis, with Gibson, Kellen, and Larry. But it's a whole new group, and we've got to come together, expedite that learning curve, because we're going to be competing with teams that do have an advantage as it relates to, those shared experiences, that continuity. And so we'll work hard this fall to expedite that and make sure we're ready to go in November and operating as well as we can, and hopefully get better and better from there, playing our best at the end when it matters most.
You're getting after it here pretty soon, November 9th. I'm going to pull up the schedule here, but if I recall, that home opener is November 9th. It is your non-conference schedule. Will open things up. You're going to have some exhibition games before that at Chaffetz. They're going to announce those in October, but your schedule gets going. And tell me about putting that schedule together, because here's what I think is that there's still a lot of unknown about you. So when you make all those calls, teams aren't really sure. Are they going to drill us, or are we going to handle them? And they're not really sure what to make of you.
No, I think, anytime you're starting a schedule, so we began, my first day, I got here April 7th. We started work April 8th, and there was a couple of different priorities, but certainly putting a staff together, putting a roster together were 1, 2. I think right behind that, we're certainly, getting our collective going and scheduling. And so those were the things you're juggling right off the bat. And when we came in April, we had one game scheduled, and that was a return trip to Illinois State. The rest of the schedule, the other 12 non-conference games, were completely a blank slate, and where we, so we had ground to make up. And the MTEs, because they only allow you to have one team per league in, the other 14 teams in the Atlantic 10 had already committed to MTEs. So we were, left trying to run around. We thought we were in one. It didn't happen. Got kind of scrambling there, but you're right. I mean, I think with scheduling, of course, you want to say, man, we'd love to get a home and home series with Missouri or Kansas State, or, will Marquette come in, or Xavier, and the reality is right now is you're exactly right. Like, those teams aren't going to come to Chaffetz. They want to know that they're going to come here, that this is a quad 1 game, or believe that it's a quad 1 game. And then we're not, I think there's too much of an unknown of, like, man, they got, Gibson Jimerson, and they've got Robbie Avila, and they've got Isaiah Swope, and they've got what projects to be on paper maybe a pretty good team. And so we're a little bit concerned about that, and they don't want to come in and risk that. But there's also, so I think there's some different things you're juggling. For us, when we went about the schedule, what we tried to do with the start we got was put together one that we felt like, man, if it all breaks right, we'll have a chance to get an at-large bid. And I think, when you look at it, we feel like we have 4, nothing's guaranteed in today's world, but 4 pretty guaranteed quad 1, quad 2 opportunities away from Chaffetz. When you look at going to Grand Canyon, who's predicted a top 40 team, going to San Francisco, should be a top 75 team, and then playing top 75 to 100 teams projected in Wichita State and Santa Clara in neutrals. We'll see with Illinois State. I think there's a chance, they're a top 135. If they are, that's a quad 2 game on the road. And then we have an underratedly good home schedule. I know it's not the name recognition that people want, but when you look at, Wofford will be picked to win the SoCon. They got their top 7 scorers back. UMass Lowell will likely be picked to win the America East. They've had a great recruiting year and won 20-some games. Quinnipiac won 24 games last year. They'll be picked up at the top of of the MAC. Loyola Marymount's a team, that mid-major team that people think is going to surprise people. We think we'll have, at least 3 or 4, top 150 games at home as well. And so, and then on top of that, we have, when the league released its schedule, I don't think there's any question, when you look at how it's projected, you don't know how it'll finish, but how it's projected, we have 8 games against what you would consider to be the other top 4 teams in the league. So, and we're the only school that has that. So when you look at the 31 game schedule as a whole, I feel very confident if we play well enough, we'll be in position to win that. And last thing I'll hit on this schedule is I know people are, it's a little difficult with the start. We're playing 2 non-1s and people think, oh man, that's going to, disqualify you from getting in. And I think if you look at the Mountain West last year, they got 6 bids, and 5 of those 6 teams that got bids played 2 non-Division 1s in their regular season schedule. And what it does, it's better that than playing the wrong Division 1 opponent at home. I don't think it's something we'll do moving forward, but in the circumstances, we felt like doing that gave us the best chance to put together a schedule that'll put us in position if we do our part to be on that, in that discussion in March.
Yeah, it's a good breakdown right there. Santa Clara on November 4th is in South Dakota. Quite honestly, I think your home schedule in year 1, I think people are coming out to see the Billikens, if I'm being frank. They want to see, there's a lot of curiosity, they want to see you. They want to be entertained. I think that year 1 is going to be fun from that respect. How did it fall, by the way, that Robbie Avila is going to make his home opener debut against Avila University? I mean, is that how you pronounce it? Do you pronounce it differently, Avila?
We're going to pronounce it Avila, so we're going to pronounce it the same. I don't know how they pronounce theirs, but we're going to go with Robbie's pronunciation. But, it was funny when we got the job, they reached out and wanted to play. I think it was, for obvious reasons, like a good one. They're in Kansas City. It's not too far away. The name deal. I mean, that game's going to get, for a non-Division 1 game, that game's going to get more attention, nationwide. It's already gotten, how many people are tweeting about, Jeff Goodman. I was with him yesterday on a Field of 68 deal that'll come out this week, and he's talking about it because of, so there's just going to get, some more attention to a game that probably would completely fly under the radar. And I agree with you in terms of the home schedule. I think it's sneaky good, but I also think when you're looking at what we're trying to do, when you look at this year and then you project out, okay, in 25, 26, we have Grand Canyon coming to Chaffetz. We have San Francisco coming to Chaffetz, right? So, we're already starting to build out that schedule to where it'll be, hopefully, a year from now, exactly where we want it to be. But again, to start when we did, to get what we had to get, and to put it together, I think, Phil Gaetano did a great job for us on the scheduling front of, hey, this is what we need to do. We studied all the numbers, all the metrics, and we do feel like, even though there's not name brand recognition where people are gonna be like, oh my God, we're playing this, the games will wind up giving us a chance to do what we need to do if we can handle our business, to put ourselves in position to be there in March in that discussion. But we obviously got to take care of our own business, and I got a lot of water under the bridge between now and Selection Sunday for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Great basketball venue, as you will continue to discover as the crowds come in. By the way, it's also a great music venue. I understand you and I were both in attendance for night 1 of Fish. And when I saw a picture of you breaking down some film during that game, during that concert, that's funny.
Yeah, well, I'm still trying to recover from that Fish concert. I'll tell you that. there's a lot to dive into.
Lots of process.
We'll stay with the on point. But no, my brother is a huge Fish fan, so that was like his 47th show he's been to. So he had followed them around, and so when they announced they were coming to Chaffetz, he had texted me. It's funny. That's the first concert I've ever been to.
Wow.
I've never in my life been to a concert. So I went, on the July 30th, but it happened to be the day before our last practice. So I had film to watch and stuff to do. So when I went up there, I said, I'm going to, bring my computer, and they let me in, let me bring the computer. And I sat outside and listened to Fish. And it was really cool though. My first concert, it was a 3-hour deal, and but for never having listened to them, it was much, much better than what I thought going in on the front end. I was much more impressed with them than I thought I would be. And my brother actually went back the next night, of course, and got his 48th show in, so before he went home.
That's cool. I'm glad he dragged you along. That's awesome.
It was fun.
I appreciate it, Coach. Thank you very much for being with us. Go to slewbillikens.com or visit wherever you can get your tickets to go see the Billikens. We can't wait to have them right here on KMOX. It'll be here soon enough. Thank you, Coach.
Hey, appreciate you, Tom. I'll see you soon. You guys have a great week, and we'll connect here. We're back in the fall. Appreciate you.
Thank you. There's Josh Schertz, head coach of the Billikens. We'll be right back with Will Power, IndyCar driver, joining us on KMOX.
Are you tired of those unwanted, stubborn areas of fat? Do you want to lose up to 2 inches of that fat quickly and safely? Hi, this is Dr. Michael Glickert at St. Louis Weight Loss Secret, and we offer the latest breakthrough treatment in fat reduction without surgery through our incredible Lumara body contouring program that gently melts fat naturally, eliminating it from your body. If you want to lose inches on your thighs, arms, waist, stomach, or back, take advantage of our limited time offer of just $69 for your first treatment, which is valued at $300. You heard that right. Just $69 for your first treatment. Visit us online at moweightloss.com.
Hey, this is Debbie Monterey, and I admit I was skeptical about body contouring at St. Louis Weight Loss Secret, but I figured, what do I have to lose except apparently inches, because they already helped me lose 40 pounds, and then they took before and after pictures while I was doing body contouring. I did 8 treatments, and you could totally see the difference. So take advantage of this limited time offer, just $69 for your first body contouring treatment, regularly $300, by calling 314-207-8600 or online at moweightloss.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. If you own a timeshare, don't miss this public service announcement from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. If you really want out of your timeshare, hang the phone up immediately or throw that mail piece in the trash and contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance with your timeshare. As the only Inc. 500 timeshare cancellation company, our knowledge, experience, and results has made Wesley a trusted resource for over 40,000 families we've helped get out of their timeshare. Give us a call and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about your timeshare and all of your options for cancellation.
Call for your free info kit, 800-329-2121, 800-329-2121, 800-329-2121.
Hi, this is Ken Newbold for Newbold Toyota and Newbold BMW, a family-owned dealership group that has been around for 50 years as a Toyota dealer and 25 years in O'Fallon, Illinois. So come see us. That's Newbold Toyota in O'Fallon or newboldtoyota.com. You'll be sold on Newbold.
Summer is here. Time to enjoy baseball, barbecues, and the shade of your trees. When it comes to tree care, call the certified arborist at Gamma Tree Experts. Hi, I'm Tim Gamma. Protect your valuable trees from storm damage or devastating insects such as the emerald ash borer. Knowledge and quality are hallmarks of our reputation. For pruning, spraying, fertilization, or removals, call Gamma Tree Experts today at 314-725-6159 or visit us at gammatree.com. Your trees deserve the best care.
If you have a problem with the IRS, believe me, it's not going away on its own. The IRS never gives up. They have endless resources, so they control the game. Well, your tax problems can end. I'm attorney Lance Drury with the Drury Law Firm, a local tax resolution firm with an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. I've handled thousands of IRS cases over the last 15 years. So when you hire me, you won't be speaking long distance or sending money to some TV pitchman that's riddled with consumer complaints. Your first visit is completely free and confidential, and I'll tell you on the spot exactly how much it will cost. So call me, Lance Drury, at 314-260-6120. That's 314-260-6120. Or go to Lance, DRURYlaw.com. If you have IRS issues, you need a local attorney, you need me, Lance Drury.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Diego.
Hi, Diego. It's Jennifer Coolidge. I just want to say your cashback match makes me feel so special. It really inspired me.
That's great. Doubling the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year is what we do.
Well, I'm doubling everything now. Double dating, double dipping, double feature, double header, double whammy. Basically double or nothing.
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call.
If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for up to half the cost. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Savings based on cost of Consumer Cellular single line 1, 5, and 10 gig data plans with unlimited talk and text compared to lowest cost single line postpaid unlimited talk, text, and data plans offered by T-Mobile and Verizon January 2024.
The Alzheimer's Association is the leading voluntary health organization dedicated to Alzheimer's care. For more info, go to alz.org or call 800-272-3900.
Broadcasting from the Underlying Tree Lawyers GetJim.com studios.
KMOX.
Welcome back to the Gray Bar Sports on a Sunday morning.
Goldschmidt swings and he hits a drive. He hits a slammer.
Gray Bar, your distributor for electrical and datacom needs.
Billikens win! Billikens win!
Once again, from the Stifel Financial Sports Studio, Tom Ackerman.
Welcome back to KMOX. Tom Ackerman with you. It is a pleasure not only to have the Bommarito Automotive Group 500 right here in our hometown, Worldwide Technology Raceway, Madison, Illinois, 5 minutes from the Arch. We've been running it for a long time, but it is always great to have on KMOX. He's been kind enough to do it through the years when he comes into town. Will Power, IndyCar driver with us on KMOX. Good to see you, Will. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing well. Great to chat with you again. And I know St. Louis brings back good memories for you. You've had, I know, a great relationship, first of all, with the people here in St. Louis and the track. And you've seen it come along, have you not, through the years and develop into a world-class facility?
I have, yeah. I remember when it was resurfaced. I think we actually resurfaced it before we even raced there. But, yeah, the promoters do a great job of it. First-class event. Always get a big crowd, so looking forward to it being the beginning of a 5-race stretch to the championship. So a lot on the line, a lot of people in the game, and it's really anyone's guess, one, who will win the race at Gateway, but also who's going to win this championship.
How has the season gone for you thus far in that respect?
It's been a great season. I'm second in the championship, a little further back than I'd like in points. After Toronto, I made a mistake there, but 5 races to go. If you've watched the season, it's been very up and down. Right when you think it's over, if someone makes a mistake and you're right back in the game, or you get a win and puts you right back in the game. So I foresee it being a tough battle to the end. I enjoy that stuff. So, I think it'd be very good for the fans. Very good, because it'd be very difficult to predict who's going to win it.
That is Will Power, IndyCar driver. He will be here in St. Louis August 17th. That's a little teaser. And we will play more of the interview after the news. A great visit with one of the great drivers in IndyCar history, the all-time leader in polls with 70. That is just a staggering number. He's coming up after the news. We heard from Ollie Marmol and Josh Schertz. You can always go back to the Odyssey app and listen. We'll have them up on our Sports on a Sunday Morning podcast page. World Golf Hall of Famer Judy Rankin next hour, as well as Lutz.
Jewels on Hampton in St. Louis Hills is paying some of the highest prices on gold, silver, diamonds, semi-precious colored stones, and fine watches on site. Jewels on Hampton is a premier jeweler with an exquisite selection of diamonds, semi-precious stone jewelry, and vintage watches. Their expert design team can restyle your jewelry to today's contemporary style. They also do jewelry and watch repair. Need extra cash? Jewels on Hampton is paying some of the highest prices on gold, silver, diamonds, semi-precious colored stones, and fine watches. Bring your collectibles and clocks, sports memorabilia, and figurines too. Jewels on Hampton, 4506 Hampton, just 3 blocks south of Chippewa. Call them at 314-752-5000. That's 314-752-5000. So if you need some extra cash, looking for that one-of-a-kind piece, make Jewels on Hampton your first stop. Jewels on Hampton in St. Louis Hills.
It's August already. Summer is over. The kids are going back to school, but it might be a perfect time for you to call Chesterfield Fence and Deck and start planning ahead for next spring and summer. Or maybe you're thinking about ways to use your outdoor space more year-round. Well, Chesterfield Fence and Deck does a fantastic job with custom sunrooms and screen rooms so that you can really get a 3 or 4 season use and really enjoy fall and winter in your outdoor space. They also do a great job at Chesterfield Fence and Deck with fences and decks, patios, pergolas, and so much more. So whether you're looking to get a project done this year or planning ahead for next, they do free in-home design and free in-home estimates, or stop by and see Chesterfield Fence and Deck at their beautiful showroom and warehouse in the Chesterfield Valley. Mention me, Debbie Monterey, and they'll offer you 20% off your next project. It's Chesterfield Fence and Deck, the sign you have the very best. Visit them online now at chesterfieldfence.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
If you've been injured in a car wreck, you need the best. Onderlaw, voted 2023's best law firm in St. Louis. We know how to handle the insurance companies, and we'll make sure you're compensated for physical, emotional, and financial injuries. Let us make your case our cause. Car accident? Call Onderlaw today for a free review. 314 or 618-9-MILLION. That's 314 or 618-9 all zeros.
Del Walmsley and the Wealth Cycle.
This is the wealth cycle that I've taught for 30 years. Buy one house, 10 houses, an apartment, 2 apartments, 8, 20, 500 units, 1,000 units, 2,000, 5,000 units. And as you keep putting the money and the profits back in, you become one of those rich people. And much quicker than you'd even believe.
Learn Dell's Wealth Cycle at GiveMeTotalFreedom.com. Use promo code 2024. Save 60%. Code 2024. GiveMeTotalFreedom.com. GiveMeTotalFreedom.com. KMOX KEZK HD2 St. Louis.
This is KMOX, the trusted voice of St. Louis. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Monica Ricks. History at the Paris Olympics.
The women's basketball team narrowly won gold over France, 67-66. Its 8th consecutive Olympic gold medal, a record in team sports. It's the Americans' 61st straight win of Olympic Games. But it certainly did not come easy, with France ahead deep in the fourth quarter in front of a raucous home crowd, and the final largely coming down to free throws. Asia Wilson carried the U.S. to victory with a team high of 21 points. Wendy Gillette, CBS News, Paris.
American gymnast Jordan Childs has officially been stripped of her bronze medal. She won it for the floor exercise at the Paris Olympics, but will have to give it back now after the IOC says her score was improperly judged. The medal will go to Romania less than 24 hours after appealing it. Snoop Dogg, Billie Eilish, and the Red Hot Chili Peppers now set to perform at today's closing ceremony at the Olympics. The all-star lineup will hit the stage as part of the handover to the 2028 Games in Los Angeles. That ceremony starts at 3 p.m. Eastern. Republican vice presidential candidate J.D. Vance tackled child care and a potential proposal, if elected, that people without children should pay higher taxes. He talked about it on Face the Nation.
What I've opposed is one model of child care. We, of course, want to give everybody access to child care. But look, in my family, I grew up in a poor family where the child care was my grandparents. Right. And a lot of these child care proposals do nothing for grandparents. If you look at some of these proposals, they do nothing for stay-at-home moms or stay-at-home dads.
On CNN, Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg also challenged Vance's stance on gay marriage.
If he really got his way in his anti-marriage equality views, I don't know if that means that he would want me and my husband to be forcibly divorced and separated from our children, or if he'd be satisfied just to have us lose legal protections.
Vice President Harris condemned Israel's military strike on a school in Gaza where thousands of Palestinians had been sheltering. Lise Doucette with the BBC.
There is a growing chorus of criticism from key Israeli allies, including the United States and Britain, saying that, yes, you have a right to defend yourself. As in the words of Kamala Harris, you can go after Hamas. But as she put it, you also have an important responsibility to avoid civilian casualties.
Rod Stewart's recovering from COVID. The 79-year-old had to cancel 2 shows this weekend, but his team says they've already been rescheduled. Stewart missed his final residency show last week at Caesars due to strep throat. The singer says he'll make those up next year. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Mid-America's most trusted source for news. KMOX.
At 11:03, mostly sunny skies and 80 degrees downtown at the Arch. Good morning. I'm Scott Jagow. Our top story this hour, a deputy and a police officer shot and killed a man who approached them with a knife on I-44 in Sullivan. This happened just before 7:40 last night on I-44. Police dispatch requested help with a man walking east in the westbound lanes. He appeared angry. When the officers arrived, they stopped traffic to prevent him from being hit by a car. Despite repeated commands to drop the knife, the man continued to approach them, and they both fired their weapons. He later died at the hospital. A Ferguson police officer is in the hospital with severe head injuries after a violent confrontation we've reported on over the last 24 hours. It happened Friday night between police and protesters at the event to mark the 10th anniversary of Michael Brown's death.
Ferguson Police Chief Troy Doyle tells Fox 2 the protesters charged at Officer Travis Brown as they tried to tear down the fences outside the police department.
And as he approached the suspect, he was charged violently with the suspect's shoulder, which knocked him down, which he suffered a head injury as a result of that.
The man who reportedly knocked down the officer has been identified by authorities as Elijah Gant of East St. Louis. He was taken into custody and is being held on $500,000 bond. 2 other officers were slightly hurt as they arrested Gant. St. Louis County Prosecutor Wesley Bell says 4 other people have been arrested. Julie Carpenter, KMOX News.
A 5-year-old and 2 women were killed. 1 person also injured in a Franklin County crash Saturday. It happened last night, 9:30 p.m. on westbound 44. The crash involved 5 vehicles, including 3 semi-trucks. Police identified the victims as 25-year-old Bailey Snyder of Rolla, who was driving the Toyota, Chelsea Smith of Steelville, 32, and a 5-year-old passenger in her vehicle, also all killed. Today is August 11th. That's 811 Day. It's a day to educate people about calling 811 before they dig.
There really is no death requirement. So what we say, if you plan on turning a shovel, give us a call. It's free. We'll come out. We'll mark the line. That way we ensure that everybody is safe.
Calling 811 is free, available 24/7, 365 days a year. That's Alan Meyer from Spire. He says people accidentally hitting gas lines, about 11% of gas line damages. Nice afternoon, getting up to about 83 overnight, low of 69. Tomorrow, maybe a couple of showers, but only 75 degrees. 82 for Tuesday and Wednesday with a chance of storms. And then Thursday warming up into the upper 80s. Again, a chance of spotty thunderstorms. Right now, it is 80 degrees in St. Peter's and in Florissant and downtown at the Arch. I'm Scott Jagow, KMOX News.
This is the Graybar Sports on a Sunday morning. Goldschmidt swings and he hits a drive. He hits a slammer. Graybar, your distributor for electrical and datacom needs. Billikens win! Billikens win! Now from the Stifel Financial Sports Studio, Tom Ackerman.
Welcome back to the show. Congratulations again to the women's national team, USA. Team USA women's basketball, 8 straight gold medals. That is an all-timer. 8 straight golds, breaking a tie with the American men's program that won 7 in a row from 1936 to 1968. And the victory came less than 24 hours after the U.S. men's team also beat France for gold. First time in Olympic history that both gold medal games featured the same 2 teams, USA and France. Unlike the men's game, this one came down to the final second. A last shot by France that was just inside the 3-point line. And that is that. It is 67-66, a winner, USA over France. Now back to another world sport, and that is open wheel racing. IndyCar coming to St. Louis, the Bommarito Automotive Group 500, Worldwide Technology Raceway, 5 minutes from the Arch. Big time racers and drivers like Will Power. More of my interview with Will.
From a technical standpoint, what do you like about that track? What are the challenges of the track, having a tight 1 and 2 and a little more open 3 and 4?
Yeah, very unique oval. You got to have compromise in your setup. You always have a lot of push in 1 and 2, which means the front doesn't work, and then it's a bit loose where the rear's moving around in the 3 and 4 corners. So yeah, I think it'll be better racing. They've had some downforce. I think IndyCar may be making some more changes to help the racing. So we'll see what happens. A lot on the line, so we'll see some tough battles, I think.
I'll bet. Will Power is with us on KMOX. You and I are about the same age. I'm a little older than you, but both of us in our 40s.
Yeah.
How do you look at your career at this point? I mean, obviously you still have a lot ahead of you, but you have such a storied career, Will, and so many incredible marks that you've been able to accomplish. Do you allow yourself to sit back and reflect and appreciate what you've done?
I've been lucky to drive for Penske. So you're given cars that can win week in, week out, given opportunities to win championships, Indy 500s, pole positions. So you can't really ask for more than that as a driver. And I've really enjoyed watching the series evolve to be the toughest series in the world. I mean, the different winners over seasons, different top tens, to be honest, but you got 25 guys that can win each week, and cars are very specs, so no one has an advantage or a disadvantage. And I feel grateful to be a part of that, to have been a part of that. I do reflect on how much you need to appreciate the position that I'm in. You can never complain. You can never complain because to be able to be paid to do your passion as a job is all you can ask for in life. So, yeah. What I can say is I'm working as hard as I ever have. I'm still working like I'm 20 years old. I'm still learning, still trying to improve. I'm driving the best I ever have, and that's because I don't let up. I keep that pressure on, and I feel privileged to have that pressure. I think that's you gotta have a reason to get up every morning. You just do it. Money and all that's one thing. It's not a big deal to me, but competition and something to strive for is a big deal to me, and that's why I keep doing this.
That incredible mark of 64 poles in an IndyCar. 70 if you add the champ car, it's 70 total.
Yes.
It's an amazing number. I mean, what do you attribute that to? There's a lot obviously that goes into that, and it's a team thing too, isn't it?
It's absolutely a team sport. A lot goes into that one lap every weekend that gets you pole position. A lot of homework, a lot of video, studying data, getting the setup right, working with your engineer, and then executing a perfect lap. That was something that I worked on. That was the main thing that I enjoyed the most about racing, was being the quickest. More later on, I've worked on racecraft and the mental aspect big time, but so I was very happy to get that record. Something I never would have believed I would get, to be surpassed Mario Andretti was something very special. A family that I have was a huge fan of Michael Andretti, and that name is such a big name in motorsport. But man, to sit back and think about that in this sport, to get that many pole positions. With a lot of them with Penske, feel privileged and great position to be in.
It really is something, just a mind-blowing number of 70, and I mentioned 64 in IndyCar, 6 in Champ Car. Those open wheel races, just to describe to people, if they haven't been, it is a lot different than, say, NASCAR. It's a lot different than Formula One. There's just something special about the entire IndyCar vibe. How do you describe it? How do you describe what is around you?
Well, IndyCar's unique because you got to be very versatile. It's very tough to win a championship because at every discipline you got to be strong. You got the street courses, which are, to me, unique to IndyCar. Like, you don't see Formula One race on the street courses we race on. Like, we race on seriously bumpy, tight, tough street courses. Road courses, short ovals, and they're all different. Like, Iowa's completely different to Gateway. And we're running at Nashville, which is in between the short oval and the long oval. And then you got the super speedway like Indianapolis. So very hard to be good at all that in one season, execute all that. And that's what really separates IndyCar from any other series in the world. It's a satisfying series to win in when you've won on all those disciplines and, you put a perfect year together, you've done something special. It kind of shows what Palou did last year when he was able to wrap it up with 2 to go or one or 2 to go. I mean, that was you haven't seen that for years, and it kind of shows what sort of driver he is to be able to do that. But to win a championship in this series, you've done something special, and it's very satisfying.
Well, you have done that. You were the IndyCar champion in 2014. You were the champion in 2022. You won the Indy 500 in 2018. I mentioned the 70 unbelievable poles and all of the things that go into it. It's been remarkable to be able to follow your career, and it's great having you in St. It's an honor to have you in St. Louis always at this track. Will, thank you very much for being with us on KMOX today.
And that's Will Power. He did say thank you at the end. It's great to visit with you on Sports on a Sunday morning on KMOX. Let's hear from Lutz Pfannenstiel. He's calling in, sporting director of St. Louis City SC, right after this.
I'm Brian Westbrook with Coalition Life. While we celebrate the reversal of Roe versus Wade, there is still much work to be done to support life and pregnant women before they cross state lines. Together, we can provide the love, support, and options that women need to choose life for their children. Coalition Life celebrates more than 3,500 clients served and thousands of lives saved since we began this mission with you. Each one is a miracle. Over the years, day in and day out, our team has walked alongside women facing the fear and challenges of an unexpected pregnancy. Through the support of this community, we have given them hope and a path to choose life for the children they carry. Visit coalitionlife.com to give your vital support while reducing or completely eliminating your state taxes through Missouri's 70% tax credit. Learn more at coalitionlife.com, coalitionlife.com.
Hi, I'm Tom Connors. Went to Mark Patrick's hypnosis seminar February 6, 2019. Nothing worked before. Left there and never smoked again. Amazing. Easy, affordable, and guaranteed. A year later, with my wife, Michelle, attended Mark Patrick's weight loss seminar. She lost 18 pounds, and I lost 43 in 8 weeks.
It's true. He smoked 2 packs a day, and nothing worked until Mark Patrick hypnosis. Now we're losing weight together, eating healthy, full on half the food, crazy, enjoying exercising. Who would have believed Mark Patrick hypnosis really works?
It's amazing. I can breathe again. My blood pressure went down, and I've got so much energy.
So much energy.
And look great.
Join Mark Patrick's seminar, early bird special, only $49.99. Hypnosis designed to destroy unwanted cravings. That's right. Seminars Tuesday, August 13th at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites St. Louis Airport in St. Louis, and Wednesday, August 14th at the 4 Points by Sheraton, St. Louis, Fairview Heights in Fairview Heights. Weight loss seminar, 5:30 p.m. Stop smoking seminar, 8 p.m. Sign up at markpatrickseminars.com.
This is the Greenbar Sports on a Sunday morning.
Goldschmidt swings and he hits a drive. He hits a slammer.
Greenbar, your distributor for electrical and datacom needs.
Billikens win. Billikens win.
Now, from the Stifel Financial Sports Studio, Tom Ackerman.
Short, now into the box with Tomlin. Drop back, top of the 18. Move in, Pillars went into the box. Yeah! Oh, Marcel Arnold turns it in. Oh, baby. Marcel Arnold! City lead!
Joey Zanaboni with the call on Y98 FM. Marcel Hartle's goal in the 83rd minute helped St. Louis move ahead 2-1. Simon Betcher scored in the 87th minute to seal the deal, and they move on to the round of 16 in Leagues Cup play. Lutz Pfannenstiel joins us live on Sports on a Sunday morning. Good morning, Lutz. That was fun to listen to. How are you doing?
Good morning. All good. Yeah, it was a fun game to watch. Lots of entertaining football. So it was a nice weekend.
It is all coming together here with these three. I mean, what a performance by Hartle, by Teuscher, by Betcher. The newcomers have come along and they have lit it up. What do you attribute to the success here?
Yeah, I mean, we did our homework, I think, and we signed players which we believe can make us better, not just on the short term, but also on the long term. So you mentioned the 3 attacking players, but we also signed 3 more defensive-minded players with Kessler, Horn, and Gertrude Reich. Gertrude Reich also came on this time again and looked very, very sharp. And the other 2 guys are now slowly being in full training. Kessler, unfortunately, is cup-tied with New England, so he can't play, but Horn will be available for selection the coming games. So, I think the first part of the restructuring with the attackers seems to be okay, and now we need to focus also a bit more on the defensive part. But, we knew that to cover the injuries, but also look strategically ahead into 2025 and 2026 that we want to change or adjust a few little things, and that's what we did this summer.
You have defeated Portland, and now there's an opportunity to carry this through the League's Cup. I mean, there has to really be a change in the overall attitude of the team when that happened. But let's talk just technically about Hartle. I played that goal earlier. How do you describe him for those who have not seen him in person yet?
I describe him as a complete player. He can play everything, not just actually in the attacking half. He also played a lot before as a central, more defensive midfielder. He's really good on the ball, very technical, both feet, great set pieces. He can finish. That's a player where he was last year. They said he played the best season in the last 25 to 30 years in the second Bundesliga, and he had 15, 16 offers from Germany, from England, from France. And also a few from the States, and he decided to come here. So for us to invest in him and make him a DP, shows that the trust with him. But it's a player who can score. It's a player who can get assists, and a player who makes you better because he wants to be a leader. He's with 28, that's the best time. I would say that's the glorious time for every footballer if you're 100% fit. And let me tell you, right now, he played a few games. He didn't have that preseason. So we haven't seen the Marcel Hartle yet, what he will be in the future. I think we've seen 70, 75% what he's capable of. So there's a lot more good things to come. So that makes me very, very optimistic for the future.
It sure is a fun crew of Teuscher, Betcher, and Hartle have all scored 2 goals in 3 games, and they all did it in that last game against Portland in the round of 32 in the League's Cup. Now you move on to the round of 16. I also wanted to mention Leuven. Edward Leuven had 2 assists on the night. This stat is pretty impressive. St. Louis is 17-2-3 when Leuven scores or assists across all competitions. That is a big-time contributor right there.
Yeah, looking at this season, Edu obviously with family issues this whole season, and still he can perform at the highest level. I 100% agree. Everybody right now spoke about Hartle, Teuscher, and Becher for being the guys who scored on that game on Friday evening. But in my opinion, Edu Leuven was the man of the match. He was, I don't know how many actually completed passes he had, but he wanted the ball. He spread the ball around. He found the spaces. He gave assists. I mean, he was involved in everything we did attackingly, but also the balance to work hard defensively. He was really impressive. And I think you feel this chemistry if you're looking at Teuscher, Hartle, and Edu playing together already in the German under-20 national team for many years. These guys know each other since they're 17, 18. And I think you feel that on the field, that they know each other, they enjoy playing together. And I think that's one of the things sometimes you need to look at as well. How does a team, how does a new player gel in there? And I think Edu is for us obviously the connection player, the connection piece. And as I said, you picked it up very well. I think his performance on Friday was fantastic.
He was tremendous. This is Lutz Pfannenstiel, sporting director for St. Louis City SC. Always love having him on KMOX. You made the decision not long ago, probably 6 weeks ago now, to dismiss Bradley Carnell and to elevate John Hackworth to interim head coach. I just wanted to get your evaluation of John and what he's been able to accomplish thus far as your team continues to play that same style, don't you? That attacking, pressing style.
Yeah, John was one of the first people I brought in, so I know him since a long time when he still worked for US Soccer. and there is a lot of trust and a lot of similar or pretty much exactly the same ideas how we want to play. You know, he's a very good man manager. He's very good in the changing room. He created a lot of trust between him and the players, but also the atmosphere in and around the team is really good again. So you feel that the guys having fun on the field, that they are happy spending sessions together. So he had a very, very big influence into that one. You know, in the end of the day, though, I know what you're asking me between the lines. You know, it's also result driven, though. It's clear. I mean, this is now the Leagues Cup is for us an opportunity to go as far as possible. You know, you never know. There's something to win there. There is also the qualification for the Champions Cup again in this tournament. So that's something like we're still in there. We're playing now one of the top teams, or maybe the top team of the continent. Doesn't get much more difficult than it will get on Tuesday, but still, you know, it's a game of 90 minutes, and John is a winner. John wants to win his games, and then again, we are very much looking into the rest of the MLS season. I told you many times I haven't given up yet at all. I think we have the quality to turn still things around, but then we also can't ask John Hackworth for the impossible. So yeah, he does a great job. I think the best advertisement for himself was a game like on Friday. And, you know, there is a lot of belief from my side and from the ownership group in John Hackworth. And let's see how the next few weeks will go.
No, absolutely. You know, it's a good answer. And you're right. You know, I'm of course asking also about the future. And hey, we went through it with the other professional teams in town. Mike Matheny was dismissed in 2018. Mike Schill took over and eventually became the manager. As when it came to the Blues, heck, they waited to they won the Stanley Cup, and Craig Berube was still their interim coach. Eventually, he took over, and now Drew Bannister has taken over after being interim coach. We'll see where City goes with it, but certainly it has been fun to watch your team. By the way, I should mention that City 2 is going pretty well. Are they not, Lutz? They're 11-6-2 with 36 points.
Yeah, I mean, it started like a house on fire, you know, this season. Now, obviously, let's also to be fair to them that we had, through the injury crisis in the first team, we had to bring lots of players like Johnny Klein, Michael Wenzel, Jaden Reed. They all had to come up into the first team. So they lost now a few of their top players up into the first team. But yeah, the goal is always the playoffs. The goal is also to give our local youngsters, you know, the guys who come to the academy, professional experience. They're doing well. If you look at Mackay Joyner, who also already had his debut with the first team in Seattle now, a 17-year-old academy product. I mean, that's what I'm talking about. You know, that's why we have City 2. That is why we investing a lot of time into these kids. And, you know, I want to see as many local Missouri and St. Louis kids in that second team and really like work hard to play one day at the first team and there in City Park. So, good season so far. I mean, you know, the first year we made it into the national final with City 2. The second year we qualified for the playoffs, and I think this year we're in a very good way to achieve that again. That's always the goal, and so far, you're right, they're doing really, really well.
They really are. Finally, before we go, just set up your next match, if you would. Here you are, round of 16. What's to come for you?
Well, that's a big one. I mean, we all would have loved to play against Atlas here at home on Tuesday, but Club America won that game and they're higher seed than us, so we have to travel to Los Angeles and face them at the LA Galaxy Stadium. I mean, Club America, and I said it before, that's for me probably the top team at the moment on the continent, always one of the top 3 on the continent. It's a giant. I always say, just for everybody to understand, they're playing with 15 or 16 DPs on their squad, while American teams only allowed to have 3. So it's a massive team, and they showed us last year in the Leagues Cup actually the difference between us and them. But they lost a few players. We got a few players in, and you know, if we wouldn't believe that we can match it, then we should just stay at home and go to sleep. So I think we do believe in ourselves that we can upset them and then we can annoy them as much as possible. And obviously playing in front of a very special crowd where there will be lots of Mexican support in the stands. You know, I think it will be a big game for all of our players. It will be a special atmosphere. And why not? Why not doing things people don't think we are capable of? I think that would be a big one for, well, if we could upset Club America, but also get prepared for the rest of the MLS season.
Still have to go out there, still have to lace them up, still have to play 90-plus minutes, and anything can happen in sports. We have certainly seen it before. St. Louis City SC Sporting Director Lutz Pfannenstiel, I always love visiting with you. Thank you. Congratulations on that win over Portland.
Thank you so much.
Good to visit with you. 11:28. This is Sports on a Sunday morning on KMOX. We switch our attention to golf and one of the greatest players ever to come out of St. Louis. Visiting with Dan Reardon next.
Your garage door is always there for you, rain or shine. Are you taking your garage door for granted? Is it screeching and whining for attention? Trust Overhead Door Company of St. Louis to keep your garage door reliable. Maybe the old weather stripping needs replaced to keep out the cold and hot air. Call Overhead Door Company of St. Louis, trusted here since 1926. For same-day service, call 314-781-5200 and schedule online at overheaddoorsstlouis.com.
I'm Tom Ackerman with this month's Seidman Cancer Center Spotlight. We are focusing on lung cancer, and joining me is Dr. Whitney Brandt.
Treatment of lung cancer has really made dramatic changes over the years. Lung cancer screening, more patients are getting detected earlier, and survival is getting better. In addition, just with patients who have more advanced cancers, there are better treatments.
Special thanks to Seidman Cancer Center, national leaders in cancer. For more information, go to seidman.wustl.edu.
When you have Rhino Shield on your house, it does a couple of things for you. It beautifies the house, and it protects it from the harshest elements. And boy, do we see those here in the greater St. Louis area. You get instant curb appeal. It will stick to anything. Rhino Shield is the answer, no matter whether you're painting a home or a church or a business or a condo, because it's 100% waterproof. It takes care of the outdoor maintenance on whatever is on the outside of your home. The brick, the block, aluminum, steel, stucco. They can put this on with the 2 to 3 coat process. They're there about a week, and they do a great job. A lot of businesses have done it in the area. Several Firestones have done that. Vantage Credit Union over the years, Harlan Packaging down in DeSoto. Call Darren today and schedule your free estimate. 877-25-RHINO, easy to remember phone number, or go online today at 877-25-RHINO.
For eligible individuals, 18 and older only. Results vary. See website for details and important safety information.
How are your hearing aids sounding now?
A little tinny.
Okay, 2 seconds.
With Jabra Enhanced Selects Premium Package, better hearing doesn't happen in the doctor's office. It happens at home, all done remotely from initial testing to adjustments.
How are they sounding now?
Fantastic. So much better. You get the same advanced hearing aid technology and professional support you expect from a clinic at a fraction of the cost. And if you have any issues, we'll make adjustments 7 days a week, no charge. Oh, you people are wonderful. Our premium package includes hearing aids, 3 years of follow-up care, plus a 3-year warranty with loss and damage coverage, and a 100-day money-back guarantee. I hear better than I ever thought possible. Save $300 on Enhanced Select 500 hearing aids automatically at checkout. Just go to jabraenhance.com/try. That's JABRA enhance.com/try. JabraEnhance.com/try.
Hey guys, Glover here to tell you about my friends at Zero Res Carpet Cleaning. So let me start this off very practically. If you hear me say carpet cleaning and you wonder to yourself, I wonder if my carpets need cleaned. Yes, the answer is yes, they absolutely do. Unless you've had a really good professional carpet cleaning business like Zero Res, clean your carpets in the last couple of years, you need it. And if you've never had it done, you need it pretty badly. I have good news. We have a great monthly deal for you. $119 will get you 3 rooms of carpeting pre-treated and Zero Res clean, which means until you're happy with a 30-day gotta love it guarantee. Remember that the air ducts in your home are basically the lungs of your home, and about 40 pounds, believe it or not, of dust and pet dander and dead skin cells and all the nastiness of the world gets in your house every year. All you have to do to take advantage of this is call 314-474-2020. We'll take 20% off the air duct cleaning, and again, $119 for 3 rooms of carpeting. Zero Res, spell it forward, spell it backwards. It always sounds the same. Zero Res.
KMOX Weekend at your service. Sponsored by Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Installation.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
If you've been injured in a car wreck, you need the best. Let us make your case our cause. Car accident? Call Onder Law for a free review at 314 or 618-9000000.
Are you tired of those unwanted, stubborn areas of fat? Do you want to lose up to 2 inches of that fat quickly and safely? Hi, this is Dr. Michael Glickert at St. Louis Weight Loss Secret, And we offer the latest breakthrough treatment in fat reduction without surgery through our incredible Lumara body contouring program that gently melts fat naturally, eliminating it from your body. If you want to lose inches on your thighs, arms, waist, stomach, or back, take advantage of our limited time offer of just $69 for your first treatment, which is valued at $300. You heard that right. Just $69 for your first treatment. Visit us online at moweightloss.com.
Hey, this is Debbie Monterey, and I admit I was skeptical about body contouring at St. Louis Weight Loss Secret, but I figured, what do I have to lose except apparently inches, because they already helped me lose 40 pounds, and then they took before and after pictures while I was doing body contouring. I did 8 treatments, and you could totally see the difference. So take advantage of this limited time offer, just $69 for your first body contouring treatment, regularly $300, by calling 314-207-8600 or online at moweightloss.com.
This is Chad with Clayman Real Estate, KLAMEN Group.com. Do you have a house that you need to sell, but you're not sure when you want your closing date to be? Maybe you're looking for a new house to buy and you're not sure when you can sell your current house. Maybe you're going to a senior living facility and not sure when you're going to be allowed in. We can provide a flexible closing date for you. If you need to close tomorrow or you need to close in 6 months, that's okay for us. Push it up or back, whatever's best for you. Clayman, KLAMEN Group.com. Call today for a flexible sale.
Feel like everything's clouded by doubt? Visit CaliforniaPsychics.com. Our psychics are available to talk 24/7, and we guarantee if it's not life-changing, it's free. Experience the joy of certainty. California Psychics.
I learned it from my adoptive mom. Hold my hand.
You hold my hand.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care at adoptuskids.org. You can't imagine the reward. Brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
We're the Goo Goo Dolls. We're fortunate that our daughters have what they need to grow and learn. But that isn't the case for nearly 13 million kids in the U.S. that struggle with hunger.
Childhood hunger is a heartbreaking reality that Feeding America is working to change. Each year, the Feeding America network of food banks rescues billions of pounds of good food that would have gone to waste and provides it to families and children in need.
You can help kids in need in your community by visiting feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to the Gray Bar Sports on a Sunday morning.
Goldschmidt swings and he hits a drive. He hits a slammer.
Gray Bar, your distributor for electrical and datacom needs.
Billikens win. Billikens win.
Once again, from the Stifel Financial Sports Studio, Tom Ackerman.
Thank you very much. Let's turn things over now to KMOX's Dan Reardon.
Well, this year, the PGA of America honored Judy Rankin with the Lifetime Achievement Award in Journalism. And joining us on KMOX is Judy Rankin. Judy, thanks for the time.
Thank you for having me.
Judy, I'm going to take you back to, I think, the first time you and I talked. And I think I've got this right. It was the 1990 PGA Championship at Shoal Creek.
It's very possible. I was there.
Okay. And in that interview, the thing that I remember most was that year you were pretty upset because the LPGA had taken your page out of the media guide.
I don't remember that, but I'm sure I would have been at that point.
And now multiple Halls of Fame in your background, Lifetime Achievements Awards. You've gotten the recognition that you've deserved. How gratifying is it to eventually accomplish or get the notice that you didn't set out to get, but that came your way?
Yeah, I think I'm not sure what you deserve in life, but I've really appreciated it, and it's been a great ride. And I don't think I realized how long and kind of in some ways how hard I was working, certainly in television. And you know, those things make you look back. That's the interesting part. So you look back and you realize that there were a lot of years and a lot of times on airplanes and walked a lot of golf courses. But it was such a good job, and both playing and television, both such great jobs, and so lucky to have been able to do it.
I love to play the trivia quiz with people in this town. I will tell them, name the greatest golfer born and raised in St. Louis. And nobody ever gets the answer. And then I say Judy Rankin, and they, oh, yeah. And then there's a book in town that covers the history of golf in St. Louis. And there's not a paragraph in there about Judy Rankin or Judy Cherlumke.
Oh, sad.
So let's write that chapter, okay? You started in the game of golf with your father at 6 years of age. What appealed to you about the game?
Well, initially, it was just kind of fun to try to hit the ball, I think. But then, in a very short order, my father and a golf professional, Bob Green, started trying to teach me how to swing the club well. And I think a lot of people have heard the story, but much of the building of my golf swing happened in the basement of the Chase Hotel, hitting the ball into a tarp that would drop into sand. Bob Green had a driving range there in the winters. And I didn't see the first year that I swung a club and hit golf balls, I never saw a golf course.
And women's golf today is so different than it was in the 1950s. For instance, what were your first clubs?
You know, as I played a little bit better, age 7 and 8, because Bob Green was affiliated with Wilson. Wilson made clubs for me. And so I guess Wilson Sporting Goods was responsible for the first good clubs that I had. And that was probably true for several years.
And then the same thing in terms of golf courses. Where you ended up at AAA, but where did you play prior to that? When Judy Charlemke wanted to play golf, where did she go? And who did she play golf with?
There wasn't any golf on a golf course prior to AAA. Bob Green and those members gave me access to play on that course. We were not members of a club. And at the time that I was getting into the game, my mother was very, very ill with a terminal brain tumor. And no, there was never any other golf course. That was it.
How about golfers?
Unless I played tournaments. About golfers, I played with a couple of women, but I played with a lot of men at AAA. And I think that probably helped train me a little better. There were just so many members that they seemed to embrace my playing golf. And I don't know very many of those people's names anymore, but they were significant for my father and myself.
What made Bob Green good?
As a teacher, I think it was just he was a PGA pro, and he taught fundamentals. And my dad was in love with Ben Hogan's swing, and he was trying to teach me kind of like how he saw Ben Hogan. But this was a trial and error method. And sometimes Bob Green would rein him in and say, you got to do this, this, this. And really, when I was 8 years old, I had a really, really good golf swing. I think it's deteriorated since then.
Tell the suitcase story.
My dad was first time going to take me out of St. Louis to play in a tournament in Orlando. It was called the National Pee Wee. And the members at AAA gave me a gift of a new suitcase. And it turned out the new suitcase had $400 in it, which was huge at the time and was enough to take us to Orlando, because we drove in my dad's Nash Rambler. And we went to the National Pee Wee there at Dub's Dread in Orlando, and I won. And I won 4 years in a row. And so it was another big Kickstarter to my playing competitive golf.
You move into adolescence, and now you're playing against women in the St. Louis area and in Missouri as well. Again, a different time in golf. Most women, I think, in that time period were members of private clubs. You win the districts, you win the state amateur as well. I've always been told that that was a tough time for you, that you were not necessarily a welcome winner in that set. Is that true?
I think it was hard for women, and I can understand that, but to be beat by this skinny little girl, I mean, when I won the state amateur in Springfield, I was 14 years old and I weighed 80 pounds. And, it's just kind of strange. I can see that now. At the time, I just was kind of an outlier. There were a few junior girls playing or young women playing that were in their late 20s. I mean, their late teens or 20, 21 years old, but nobody was my age. And I was used to that, though, around golf a lot. And I think that there were a few women in the St. Louis district that were more than good to me. And I remember them. I do. But what I see now, and this is different times, different era, and life has just changed. But I see women now who really support young junior golfers, and they support them. Not only do they support them, emotionally, but they're supporting them with money. And I like to say women used to be the volunteers everywhere, and they'd sell the mulligan and register you for the tournament. And now women write some of the checks. They write a lot of the checks. And I think it's just, I think it's evolved into a good thing.
And I want to wrap up with a couple of Judy Charlumpke questions, but you raised the point right there. Tell us about the JTR Suitcase Foundation.
So I wanted to do something, and I knew I didn't have the wherewithal, the desire to teach. I didn't know what I could do, what I should do. And it turns out in my part of the country, I live in the way western part of the state of Texas, Midland, Texas, Lubbock, Texas, those areas. And so I put together a foundation called the JTR Suitcase Fund. And what our mission statement was to send girls traveling in the summer to play tournaments, to do anything and everything they could to love the game of golf, get better, so on and so forth. And because of UIL rules, it has to be summer money. We have grown into giving money to both girls and boys. And we've had great experiences with boys, really have had great experiences with boys. But we are the cottage industry of foundations. We don't get big corporate donations or anything of the like, but we're doing fine. And we've branched out to give some scholarship money. We've given money for somebody to get a new set of golf clubs. We just, we kind of give money where it's needed. And that's been rewarding.
Two more Judy Charlumpke questions. One, at age 16, you not only won the Missouri State Amateur, you're the low amateur in the Women's U.S. Open, and you're on the cover of Sports Illustrated. How do you stay grounded in that kind of situation as a 16-year-old?
I don't think I appreciated what a great honor. I did appreciate what a great honor it was, but kids that I knew and so on, they didn't play golf, and I don't think they even knew it happened. So it basically was a treasure for my family and for people in the golf community who knew it and saw it. Certainly, as years went by, I had a greater and greater and greater appreciation for the fact that happened. And, sometimes you just kind of scratch your head and think, why and how did that happen?
And then at 17, you need that suitcase because you decide you're going to go out and join professional golf. The players really were sort of raising you on tour, weren't they?
Well, they certainly looked out for me. No doubt about it. I only played 9 tournaments that year. And I found the whole adult world a little earth-shaking. And I did not go back until late in the spring when I was 18, but then I stuck. And I guess the rest is kind of history.
Judy Rankin, St. Louis and Judy Rankin, thank you for the time on KMOX.
Thank you so much.
Dan, thanks very much. Great to hear from Judy Rankin, who was on hand to help promote the Ascension Charity Classic at Norwood Hills Country Club. September 6th, 7th, and 8th for that one. That is going to be some tournament as the PGA Tour champions come to town. But great to hear from. And I agree with Dan. Best player ever to be born and raised in St. Louis. You absolutely can make the case for Judy Rankin. Joining us now is one of the captains of the Blue Crew with the St. Louis Blues and a part of the Light Foundation as Maryville University's Walker Scottish Rite Clinic, in partnership with the Light Foundation, is putting together a wonderful charity golf outing at Bogey Hills. It's called Puttin' for the Kids. It's Monday, September 30th, Sabrina Cockerham, it's great to have you back on KMOX. How are you?
I am fantastic, Tom. How are you?
Doing great. It's great to hear from you, and I'm looking forward to being part of this tournament. I will serve as honorary chairman, and these are the events that I really love because we give back to kids. Tell us about this tournament, which we'll support on September 30th.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, first of all, we're very excited to have you back as the honorary chairman this year. We appreciate the support from KMOX. The Puttin' for the Kids golf tournament is a charity golf outing that supports the Walker Scottish Rite Clinic, which is a program at Maryville University. They're a speech and language clinic that's committed to teaching 2 through 6-year-old children with speech and language disorders the communication skills needed to succeed in school and throughout their lives. They receive no federal funding, so events like Puttin' for the Kids is so important to their success.
I love the fact that you stretch far and wide with the Walker Clinic. Jeff Vanderloo neighborhood, for example, is one of those that you benefit right here in St. Louis City and in Troy,
absolutely.
Missouri, which is out on the outskirts of our region out west. So it covers a lot of area, doesn't it, Sabrina?
Yes, absolutely. Kids far and wide. There's a new location, like you said, in North St. Louis, which is just booming, and it's getting more kids throughout the door, and many kids are receiving those services that they wouldn't have otherwise been able to get.
You're going to be bringing a lot of people from the Blues. I know you got the Blue Crew coming, and you have Louie showing up to Puttin' for the Kids.
Some of my best friends, with the Blues are going to be there showing their support for the kiddos. We're always very excited to see them. I know Louie and you go way back, so I'm sure he'll be excited to see you there, right?
Absolutely, and I'm looking forward to seeing everybody there. And before we go, I mentioned you're one of the captains of the Blue Crew. I know that means a lot to you, and there's a lot of work that goes into that. Hockey season's coming soon.
Yes, it is. I'm actually out of practice right now. So it is hitting fast, and we are excited to hit the ground running. I am so honored to be in this position this year, leading my team that I've been a part of for 4 years. It does mean a lot. We are big Blues fans over here, and we're excited to have your support, your love for St. Louis sports, and tying that all together.
I'm looking forward to being there. Bogey Hills, it's on September 30th. There are some spots available, I understand. Is that right?
Yep, there are a couple spots left. We're inviting all of the avid golfers in St. Louis and beyond to come and help support the kids.
All right. Join me, the Light Foundation. It's the 7th annual Puttin' for the Kids golf outing at Bogey Hills on Monday, September 30th. Thanks so much. I appreciate it, Sabrina. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you, Tom. I look forward to seeing you then. Have a great day.
Thank you, Sabrina Cockerham with the Light Foundation and the Blue Crew. We'll take a break, come back, and wrap up sports on a Sunday morning right after this.
We sell truckloads of siding, windows, doors, and decking. My name is Julius Krasanik, and I'm celebrating 52 years in this industry. Our company is Wholesale Siding Depot. We have over 200 years of combined siding, window, door, and decking knowledge from our seasoned customer service group. My grandson Elijah says,
"Are you kidding me?"
With just one click to WSDepot.com, that's WSDepot.com, you will find the best brands in the business like Anderson, CertainTeed, Viwinco, Masonite, Provia, Trex, TimberTech, and others. We also offer a great selection of styles and colors that are durable and energy-saving, all at everyday wholesale pricing. No silly window ads that say buy 2 windows, get 2 free, or 50% off labor. We also have a free contractor referral service to take care of your installation needs. Keep it local, family, and professional. Please visit our website, WSDepot.com. That's WSDepot.com.
Broadcasting from the Underline Three Lawyers. GetJim.com studios.
KMOX.
The pitch.
Do you dream about calling Cardinals games?
Goldschmidt swings, and he hits
If so, the Missouri Broadcasters Association Sportscasters Forum is for you. Learn about play-by-play, reporting, interviewing, and working with pro athletes from the best broadcasters in the business. John Rooney, Chip Carey, Rick Horton, Brad Thompson, and more. The Sportscasters Forum is Thursday, September 19th at Live by Lowe's. Tickets include 3 educational sessions, lunch, and a ticket to that evening's Cardinals game. For details, go to MissouriBroadcasters.org.
Whether you're looking to fill low spots in your lawn, backfill that new retaining wall, or mulch your trees and flower beds, St. Louis Composting has the compost, soil, or mulch you need to help your plants and garden look its very best. Visit our website, stlcompost.com, for more information.
Nobody wants a surprise in their jelly donut. It's toothpaste?
That's because the middle is the most important part. At Graybar, we're at the middle of electrical and datacom jobs across the country, connecting installers, facility managers, and business owners with smart solutions for their most challenging projects, which means stocking and delivering crucial products on time and on budget with no surprises, thanks to our nationwide logistics network. Yep, Graybar does that.
We're talking to Dr. Colleen Bosler from the Audiology Center about why you, Dr. Bosler, love your field, audiology.
You know, what I hate is when people come and tell me that they avoid going to a dining hall at their place of residence because they don't want to have trouble hearing or ask people what. But what I love is when a patient tells me this, and then after wearing a pair of our hearing aids for a few weeks, they tell me that they no longer avoid those difficult settings. Helen Keller said it best, and I always say this, but blindness disconnects you from things, but hearing loss disconnects you from people. So at the Audiology Center, we try to care about you, and we want to reconnect you to your loved ones.
Well, thank you very much, Doctor. She's Dr. Colleen Bosler from the Audiology Center. Make an appointment today, 636-441-7470 or online, audiologycenterstl.com.
Hi, I'm Angie Hicks, co-founder of Angie. And one thing I've learned is that you buy a house, but you make it a home. Because with every fix, update, and renovation, it becomes a little more your own. So you need all your jobs done well. For nearly 30 years, Angie has helped millions of homeowners hire skilled pros for the projects that matter. From plumbing to electrical, roof repair to deck upgrades. So leave it to the pros who will get your jobs done well. Hire high-quality certified pros at Angie.com.
As a roofer, I don't have time to fail. Homeowners rely on me, so I rely on Beacon. Beacon's unique network of branches work together to get me what I need when I need it. And with the Beacon Pro Plus app, I've got the brands I depend on, like GAF, right at my fingertips. Now through September 15th, purchase high-quality GAF with Beacon Pro Plus and earn up to $1,500. Go to BECN.com or download the Beacon Pro Plus app today. Beacon, always building.
When you talk, read, or sing with your child, you are helping to shape their brain. Visit talkingisteaching.org for more free tips, resources, and ideas. That's talkingisteaching.org.
Welcome back to the Graybar Sports on a Sunday morning.
Goldschmidt swings and he hits a drive. He hits a slammer.
Graybar, your distributor for electrical and datacom needs.
Billikens win! Billikens win!
Once again, from the Stifel Financial Sports Studio, Tom Ackerman.
Closing ceremonies for the Olympics beginning at 2 o'clock Central Time. That's the closing ceremony, and you can watch it on NBC as we were watching here in studio. The visit right now between Al Michaels, Mike Tirico, and Bob Costas. Talk about three heavyweights right there. Some of the all-timers at NBC are talking it over to kind of close things out. We were watching the United States women's national team, women's hoops, winning over France 67-66. They win 8 straight golds. That's an all-time record. The men's team won yesterday. So a fun morning of the Olympics and a great way to wrap things up in Paris. In 4 years, it'll be in Los Angeles. You know, they're talking about having a no-car Olympics there. No cars will be allowed to go to venues. Only public transportation. Well, best of luck to them. Although I remember I went there as a little youngster in '84 and everybody thought that the traffic was going to be horrendous. And it actually wasn't that bad. So I will give them the benefit of the doubt that perhaps Los Angeles can figure out a way to do a no-car Olympics. We'll see. Thanks for joining us on Sports on a Sunday morning. Good show today. Ollie Marmol, Josh Schertz, Will Power, Judy Rankin, Sabrina Cockerham. You can go back and listen on our Odyssey app or go to the podcast page of Sports on a Sunday morning. Cardinals are off today. We'll do a little scoreboard watching for you. Talk to you tomorrow morning. Total Information AM.
SNL Coin. We buy gold and silver coins, silver and gold jewelry. Also buying gold-filled and silver plates. Before you sell, call SNL 314-544-3600.